Well, hello all my beautiful dolly friends. I'm Dr. Doll and welcome to another video. This is part 3 of me working on the Samber one-legged Sam that we found at Savers. So in this video we are essentially putting her back together. We have just done an eye swap, we have restrung her, so now we're going to put her stuffing back in. Her stuffing seems very clean, well taken care of, so we're just going to reuse it. No sense in throwing away something that's still good. And I always save stuffing too if I work on dolls that don't need to be restuffed or for whatever reason, and the stuffing is still good and usable, I will save it and use it for a different project. Okay, you want to make sure that her booty is nice and stuffed well. Really common mistake is to not stuff the booty and crotch region enough. So you want to make sure you get enough stuffing down there. And I've said this before, I will say it again, I never measure how much stuffing goes into dolls. I always just stuff until it looks and feels right. I don't have a set amount. I don't have a set like weight, like a certain amount of grams. I just stuff until it looks and feels good to me. I like mine to be a little bit more stuffed than the original Pleasant Company dolls, and maybe a tiny bit less stuffed than the newer Mattel dolls. Somewhere in between squishy and stiff. You want them to be a little bit huggable, you know. Okay. So still room in this one. Just keep going. Tilt the camera back down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I apologize. Sometimes I get in the zone and I forget that you guys can't always see what I'm seeing. Okay, let's see. How do we feel about that? I think she could use a little bit more. A little bit more. Not a ton, but okay. That's pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to use a zip tie. I don't really get people's hang up with zip ties. I've had people complain about zip ties that they can't restring their doll because of them, and I guess I don't really understand that, because all you do is just snip it and then use a new one. I guess if you don't have zip ties on hand, then yeah, it's kind of annoying, but they're really easy and cheap to get. So you just snip it and put a new one in. Not a big deal, and it actually holds the head a lot better than the old string method does. You know, I get that the nostalgia that people like the neckties because that's what they grew up with. I completely understand that argument. But neckties can also traumatize children sometimes. I had a little girl that I made a doll for, and the doll had a necktie, and I guess she was playing with it and the head fell off. The necktie became loose and the head fell off, and the poor little girl was a little bit traumatized by that. The mom's like, what do I do? I was like, oh, just tie it back on. Put the head back on and tie it. But that would never happen with a zip tie. So that is the benefit of a zip tie. I am struggling. I'm going to unstuff her a little bit. Sometimes if they're too stuffed, the zip tie doesn't go in right away. Really struggling here. Super interesting to watch, I'm sure. All right, well, I'm gonna work on this. I'll be back. All right, finally got it. Sometimes it's super easy to put the zip tie in, and sometimes it takes a minute. All right, how are we feeling about that? That's pretty good. All right. Time to put Samber's head back on. And zip tie, you get it nice and tight, and that head is not going anywhere. So I actually kind of like the zip ties. I don't really like the idea of the head just falling off, but to each his own, I say. Alright, snip that. Now, we have restrung her completely. Her leg is fixed. We have swapped her eyes. So now she just needs a good scrub. She needs to be clean. She's a little dirty. She's got some scuffs, some paint, stuff going on. So let me get a magic eraser. And let's give her a good once over. If I can get them off with the magic eraser. Normally paint like this, craft paint, will come off pretty easily with just a good scrub from the magic eraser. Paint that's not sealed should come off. You might have to, use a little bit of elbow grease, but nothing major. This arm. Sometimes I'm so rough that the magic eraser starts to fall apart, and that's a little bit annoying. Okay. Might have to use a new one for her face, but we'll get her. Try to get this paint. There's like a bunch of weird little craft paint marks. Really though, for a thrift store doll, not in that bad a shape. I mean, obviously the leg was off, but she really wasn't that TLC. Glad we were able to save the wig. That would be good for restoring a historical Samantha in the future. Just needs a really good scrub. Scrub all that dirt off, all that paint off. And don't freak out if the canvas gets a little bit wet. It's just water. It's fine. It's not like I'm ducking her in a pool. Okay. I think I got her limbs pretty good. Let's go over her face. I'm going to try and avoid the eyes because obviously they will rust. She still has really good blushing. Her blush is very good. And her lips are mostly there. There is a spot missing from her Cupid's bow, but I don't think she was abused. Something pulled her leg off, but I think for the most part she was taken care of. Okay. All right. Hi there, Miss Sam. All right, so there she is right now. So let's go ahead and let's see. Should we do makeup first or the wig first? I vote. Oh, I'm gonna spoil it. I'll go ahead and do the wig. Really should probably do makeup first, but I like to see, you know, kind of what she's gonna look like, and then that inspires me to do the makeup. It's amazing how hair will transform a doll. I haven't really decided if I want to do a side or a middle part, but isn't that pretty? I love this wig. My very first custom was this wig. I used this wig and I think they were dark violet eyes, but it's just this insanely gorgeous like ombre that it like fades from lilac to lavender to light pink to fuchsia. It's like the most gorgeous hair. It's so pretty. So it's one of my favorite wigs. I'm gonna have to stop part 3 there before I get to the makeup because I gotta go to work. So, and not this work, my other work. So I gotta leave her to finish up later. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll finish her up soon. We'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.